Welcome to Clixed Off, brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at luckydicecafé.com. And now for your hosts, Daniel Powell, Jason Alvey, and Tyler Speeds.
Hey everybody, welcome to Clixed Off today. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. Just want to let everyone know that Clixed Off is brought to you by TrollandToad.com, the world's largest Heroclix retailer. Find Heroclix new and old on TrollandToad.com. Save 5% off your Heroclix order using coupon code CLIXEDOFF. Merchant and pre-order items do not apply. If you like what you hear today on Clixed Off, check us out at patreon.com/ClixedOff. $5 and above gets entered into our exclusive Discord server for Heroclix tips and strategies. And $1 and above gets entered into our monthly giveaways. Just currently posted one for the month of March, which is a $50 web credit to TrollandToad.com. Being a patron gets you entered into that, along with entry on a comment on your favorite new rules change. So joining me tonight is Jason. Actually still does physically exist as a person, Alvey.
That's right. I got to roll dice this weekend. That was good stuff.
Can confirm. And then Alex will confirm he is still actually a person in a few days. Cruzz.
Yo, guys, PSA, lightning's no joke, man. Don't mess with lightning.
Yes. Yeah, so our current situation, Jason's finally got his headset situation figured out. Alex had lightning fry his computer and he's on his laptop. And then our guest tonight is Mr. Clix Cup himself, David Newmark.
What up?
Yay! We need like a audience cheering whenever we have a guest on.
Yeah, we haven't had a guest on in a while, for one, and just hasn't been a lot going on to have someone on. But now we're getting a little hope, I'm going to call it.
Things are changing.
Vaccines are rolling out. I've got the antibodies for 90 days.
Yep. I'm half vaccinated.
You're half vaccinated. Bring it on.
Alex
missed his vaccination appointment apparently, and let all the doses in Chattanooga expire.
No, I didn't miss my appointment. I missed the opportunity to sign up for an appointment.
That's fair.
I am not qualified until like freaking May or June or whatever. And there was like a one-time, hey, things are gonna expire. We won't look at your qualification sheet. Just sign up. Come on. And I didn't sign up in time. I didn't think.
Fail.
Yeah, well.
What about you, David? Do you have to wait until May?
Yeah, I think in New York State, well, I'm waiting for the Johnson vaccine because I would rather just get one shot and get it over with because I'm not a huge fan of needles. So I believe actually that shot is being delivered to New York State this week. And if I'm not mistaken, eligibility requirements for all adults, I believe, will be open next month. So I'm pretty sure that I will be vaccinated by the end of April.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't mind to share. So we haven't had a podcast in a couple weeks. That's because I caught the Rona. Among other things, yeah. So I had just signed up for my vaccine appointment because Kentucky expanded their essential workers at the beginning of March, and yeah, I ended up catching the corona. I did get the antibody treatment, so I was over it quicker than other folks that I've heard. But that does keep me from getting the vaccine for 90 days. So I'm going to be early June now. What were you going to say?
Did you have serious symptoms?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't lose my taste or smell, but I did have bad chest congestion, and the lungs burning was probably the bad one. But luckily my oxygen level never dropped. I never had any trouble breathing. So like it was bad symptoms, relatively, but not like the worst Rona symptoms.
Yikes.
So yeah, it was not a fun couple of weeks there. So
Well, glad you're better.
yeah, me too. I'm glad to have those antibodies and stuff and whatnot. So
Yep.
it was funny. The gal, the nurse said, she was like, "Do you want the antibody treatment if you come back positive?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that is." And she's like, "It's the same thing Trump got." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that, I guess."
Sign me up.
He was up and moving in like 2 days.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, that's got to be decent, right? So
Yeah, give me your miracle drug, please.
yeah. I just thought it was funny that's how she had to qualify it, right? Is like that was her like dumb people understanding. I mean, I'm not like I'm not a medical person, right? But it was still funny for her to be like, it's the Trump treatment, and I'm like, oh, well, you could have explained it to me in not where I'm dumb words, but I'll take the I'm dumb words, I guess. So, but yeah, so I think May 1st, everyone's opening up for vaccines. And they've already got close to 100 million done, so I'm sure not everybody's listening for COVID updates, but it is relevant because with May opening up, get out there, get that stick in your arm. That's my recommendation, and that gets us closer to herd immunity, which means things like the Clix Cup and the end of July are a lot safer to have.
That's right. That's the idea.
Yeah. So Dave, you're you've never been on the podcast before. We know we've got you on today to mainly talk about the Clix Cup, and but with everyone we have on, we want to learn a little bit about you. The fans want to learn a little bit about you. I mean, they know you love Clix, right? Anyone that's seen you on Facebook know that you like to get the figures, you like to collect, and so. How long have you been playing Heroclix, and kind of what got you into the game?
That's actually a good story. My father would often frequent our local comic store when I was younger. And when the first set came out, our local comic store, like the weekend of like the grand release or the initial release, they had a poster out. And they had a game set up where the judge was there, and there was a few people like filtering in and out, and they had gone up to my dad, and I was young at the time, and they're like, Joe, we know you like comics and you like games, so there's this new game that just came out with superheroes, and he said, oh wow, I'd like to learn it with my son. So when the first set came out, it was something that my father and I picked up to bond over. And we played for, years until I think Hammer of Thor, when the game was going to stop. And then we stopped. We got caught up with other things. And I took a several year break and got back in. Oh, what was the set? The set right before Deadpool X-Force. I forgot what it was. But I got back in as I became, more of an adult. And I just... became addicted to it again. And, I love collecting, like you said. I have to have every piece in the set. But I also love playing. I'm just not super huge on, competitive playing. I will play it here and there, but I enjoy a casual Clix game more than competitive, but I enjoy watching competitive.
Right. Yeah, so you joined back in during and I don't know if you've heard Alex mention it, but Deadpool and the X-Force. So the set right before that
was Turtles 3 and then Joker's Wild before that.
Yeah,
right.
Joker,
So yeah, that's the
Wild.
Yeah. Dark Ages.
Yeah, that's the Dark Ages. That's the Alex is going to do the 20 for 20
No,
on 20 or
30 for 30.
30 for 30. Yeah, when from the Joker's Wild to ADW 6 months of hell.
For competitive, yeah.
For competitive.
Joker's Wild, I remember if you take the entire set and dump it out on the table, there's like 400 points.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not I never liked Joker's Wild. Like, it's just not it had some cool pieces, but like overall it was just a set that's like, okay. Well,
yeah, I mean, take out Bizarro Green Arrow and Jakeem Thunder, and what do you have? I mean,
yeah. Yeah, like, now it had my precious penguins, so I'm okay.
Yeah, who doesn't like making a pulse wave penguin?
Exactly. But I feel like I remember from that set that the collation or whatever was pretty bad on it as well. Like, there's those sets you remember just like buying a brick or a case and you always left disappointed. There's just certain ones, and I felt like Joker's Wild was one for me.
Yeah, so I mean, Superior Foes had the really bad collation because it was the first of the sketches. So I think Joker's Wild had that figured out.
Yeah, they still had sketches though, but they weren't as bad.
Right.
Yeah, and who remember Deadpool X-Force? I was at a store. We opened up 50 cases, and to sell singles. And when I was at the store, they were missing 3 of the chases because they just kept getting duplicates of some of the chases.
Right, and then some other stores were getting like 4 and 5 Ultra Chase Deadpools, and
and I think that still happens today.
Yeah.
There's still a regional, and that's one of those, like, I'm a data guy, so part of me is like, I wish I had the data just to see like how, like in this last set with the Future Foundation, like certain regions just got a ton of Prisoner of Dooms, and then like certain regions just got none. Like my region, we got duplicate cases, like we got a lot of the same stuff, and then it happened elsewhere. Like, I almost wish we had the data to kind of dig into it and be like, okay, what happened? But
yeah, there's I don't know if it's so much a regional thing as it is. I mean, it might be, right, but I think it's which warehouse it comes out of. Mm-hmm. Because I'm fairly certain that we've got 3 stores local to me, and I always get a good collation. Now, if I buy at the same store, I've gotten duplicate cases. But the 3 different stores, I think, get from different locations, different warehouses, and I end up with good collation if I buy from 3 separate stores.
Mm.
Now, do you know if the 3 different stores have the same, like, for locally, we have 3 stores, and I'm pretty sure the same alliance rep works for all 3 stores. So
right. So I think one of them gets it from Diamond, which I understand is, I understand that that's Alliance, but I think maybe they, maybe set stuff aside differently. I don't have any data to prove that, right? But my data is I've gotten duplicate bricks from the same store, but not so much if I buy from these 3 separate stores. And I know that they run their businesses a little bit differently. I don't know. I might ask them that, like, who's your alliance rep?
Oh.
Or look and see where the cases come from next time. See if they're shipped from the same place to confirm that.
I opened up 3 cases of Future Foundation, bought from the same store in Florida, and I had 2 identical bricks in one case. I got 2 of those 6-arm Doom chases.
Yeah, wow. I've seen that one. I saw that one happen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's strange, but I wasn't complaining because 2 $90 chases, in one case, that pays for the whole case,
Right.
Yeah, we had between two stores 3 identical cases. Because me and my buddy, he opened Aaron Morgan. He opened a booster, and he's like, "Hey, I pulled a prisoner," and I was like, "All right, does the prisoner have a Dragon Man, a Thing Robot, and these other 2 pieces?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's the same as that booster." And then like a week later, another friend from the other store is like, "Hey, I opened this brick when I got a prisoner." I was like, "What was in the booster?" And I was like, "I bet you it's these 4 figures." Yep. It's like I could tell you the rest of the pieces you pulled from that brick, and lo and behold, yeah, it was sad, but I mean, at least it was a chase. I mean, at least it wasn't a brick that like didn't have a chase in it, and it wasn't Valeria. So
Right. Yeah, it was not one of the low ones, right?
right.
Yep.
Even though I think Dr. Thing is still going for undervalue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
They're all good in my eyes. I mean, I'll play all of them.
Yeah, they're all really good. So, I mean, this is a good question, as we talk about this. Do you think, do we think that the Wonder Woman chases will be high value? Like, DJ Doom is $165. Do we think there'll be a Wonder Woman chase hit that high?
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't see anything yet that would be, 165 to 170.
So I think some of like maybe the Commissioner, the Sky Tyrant, like the ones maybe, but I'm under the impression with 12 Chase, this is going to be a set where we get 1 a brick. Like that happens typically. So if it's with 12 chases, so if it's 1 a brick, that plummets prices a bit.
Yeah, they said 1 a brick.
Yeah. So that
fingers crossed.
I mean,
no, the WizKids actually put that on one of the solicits. It said 1 chase per brick.
Really?
Or something. Yeah, I know I saw it somewhere. I'll find it, but I remember looking at the paper about it, and it said 1 chase per brick.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. But it's like, Batman the Animated Series. You're right. It plummeted the prices.
Yeah, except for Brainiac. Brainiac was still hot stuff.
Well, yeah.
But that's because you could play so many of them. There's no pieces that you could play like 10 of them.
Right. There's nothing that's. I mean, we'll get into our set review in the next couple weeks here, as everything's pretty much. But no, the Commissioners are unique.
Yeah.
And
everyone else is like 50 points or.
Yeah, I mean the I could see the lanterns being pretty high value. But I don't think if I remember my War Light days well, a Red Lantern Guy Gardner is not as collectible as a Green Lantern Guy Gardner. The Red Lantern's a little bit more niche as a collector, that might make his price a little bit lower.
I think just with this being from these are all from Blackest Night, right? Am I thinking that right or am I wrong?
That's from War of Light or Blackest Night, both.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So I think these are collectible anyway. People love lanterns. This is the first lantern heavy thing we've gotten in a while, so they're gonna be collectible. Yeah. I just think I feel completely different than I felt 2 days ago. The reveals today and yesterday made me feel a little bit better about the chases. Commissioner and Guy Gardner bump up the chases quite a bit, because before that it was okay, maybe I'll get Sky Tyrant or Scarab, but I'll just trade for the Doom that I'm missing with the whatever chase I pull. But now it's okay, I mean, 4 out of 12 isn't bad.
Yeah. Are we missing any of them yet?
We don't have the yellow one, right? Do we have the yellow?
Yeah, we don't have the
yellow.
We've got
Hal Jordan.
Yeah, we've got 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. 68, 69, 70, 71. We're missing 72 and 75. So we're missing 2 of the 10, if I'm doing this math correctly. Or 2 of the 12, I should say.
Yeah, we're missing. We've got all of the Secret Six, I think, right? Yeah, we've got all the Secret Six, or whatever they're called.
Wait, do we have all Secret Six?
Yeah, we've got King Shazam, Scarab, Sky Tyrant, Deathbringer, Commissioner, and Supergirl. So that's 6.
Right.
And then we've got Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Wonder Woman, and The Flash.
All right, so hold on. Let's go by. This is curious because I would think we can predict. So we've got
Sinestro.
We got Sinestro. That's indigo. Flash is blue. Guy Gardner is red.
We're just missing 72. We're just missing Hal.
Yeah, yellow Hal Jordan. Yeah.
Wouldn't there be a 75 too, or no?
No, that'd be 7 chases.
Okay, so it's yellow Lantern Hal is the only one that we're missing.
Yeah.
I guess we got all the pictures, so there's nothing to really guess there, right?
Yeah. But it's
don't know.
It's been very hit or miss with these.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, the collectability part of it's going to like bug the crap out of me because they're 50 points for just on the by and large not that great.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we saw Guy today, and Guy's like dependent on your opponent clumping up their pieces.
He's still good without that, but I get what
12,
you mean.
18, 3, 50 points. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, it's still good. And the other thing that bugs me in general is that they gave him 3 range instead of giving him giant reach.
Yeah.
Nothing else in the world bugs me more about dial design than when they give someone range when it's probably meant that they have giant reach.
Yeah, an oversight.
Yeah.
You know, there's no orange lantern in this group of stuff. I wonder if there's one of those they didn't show.
It was the blackest. Well, there's only one orange person, right?
Well, when we had that starter from that, Lex Luthor was the orange lantern in that starter.
But isn't it what's his face, Larfleeze or whatever?
Yeah, Larfleeze.
Like
yeah.
Everything.
I don't know, I'm counting here, Alex. So, Wonder Woman, Jessica, Guy, Flash, Sinestro, Supergirl, Commissioner, Deathbringer, Sky Tyrant, Scarab. Okay, King Shazam is 11, so there's definitely only the one missing.
Yeah, we're just missing Hal. We don't have Larfleeze or... Because I think it was still Larfleeze and Blackest Night, right?
It was.
Or Brightest Day, whichever one this is based
Lex
off of.
became an orange lantern for a bit, yeah, but...
So, I guess...
Maybe it's one of those Con LEs we'll get down the road.
Maybe.
Yeah, so we've got all the super rares, right? Well, do we have the super rare Prime yet? That's the Wonder Woman. She's the A.
I don't think so.
So we're missing the super rare Prime.
I will say they've done a much better job with like not having a lot of things spoiled this time around.
You know what? I'm wondering that like if there's a bunch of constructs that they just haven't previewed yet.
Oh man,
What if
it's like they originally planned for the constructs to be like WKO prizes or something?
Oh man.
Oof. What? I mean, isn't it a little strange though? We're almost still 6 weeks away from release, and we basically have the entire set spoiled.
Yeah.
Well, no. Pre-release starts in 2 weeks.
Oh, they're doing pre-release again.
Yeah, but it's just to buy the product at your store pre-release.
Oh, I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, that's happening in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I think your point's true, David. It's kind of early for them to do this, but I guess it's because they're going to talk rules and have all the rules stuff, and
Yeah, that's true.
they probably wanted to give hype a bit for like the battlegrounds or the starter sets, so that way stores had time to maybe add more to their order if need be.
Absolutely.
6 to 8 weeks out, I think you could still add to your alliance orders and still be okay. So
yeah.
So, do we have the common prime yet? We don't have the common prime or the super rare prime.
No, common prime was the gorilla, wasn't? No,
he's the uncommon prime.
Who was Donna Troy?
Donna Troy's.
Donna Troy is the common prime then.
Yeah, there's a Donna Troy that I've seen like 20 times.
No, she's the uncommon, isn't she? I think she's uncommon.
Is there 2 uncommon primes? Because I'm looking right here. Tofilar is the uncommon prime. And then there is 2 uncommon primes.
Donna Troy's number 31.
Yeah, so there is 2 uncommon primes. There's no common prime.
There's no common prime.
Yeah. Well, we knew that was coming in the X-Men set. There's no uncommon prime in that set. There's 2 rares and 2 super rare primes. So maybe they're just slowly stepping
in the
it
upcoming
up.
X-Men set?
Yeah.
There's 2 super rare. Oh, that's right. There is 2 super rare primes.
Yeah, they're doing away with common and uncommon, which is smart because anybody who opens a common prime is like, well, this, unless it's an amazing figure like Bishop, you're instantly like, okay, well, there goes my chase. Like,
worst day ever.
Yeah. But if it's a rare prime, you at least got a chance of some value.
Imagine spending $150 on a brick, and the special figure in it is $4.50.
Yep.
Well, I don't have to imagine it. I've done it.
Yeah, me too. Imagine opening 8 cases and you've got a dozen common primes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good collation bump for sure.
Yeah.
This I don't know. There's a lot to talk about in the set review, but we need those 2 primes, right? I hesitate to like start our set review recording before everything's reviewed. Just because what if like the common the prime that we're missing makes a big difference? It's not likely, but it's possible.
And we're still kind of left in the dark about the comprehensive rule book because there's still a lot of questions about how certain things work, and these figures were built on these things that we still may not know about.
That's right.
So it's like, okay, well, could this piece be great? We don't know. I mean, we think so, but if this mechanic's gone, then no, it's not good.
Please.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question about the pulse wave. That if you want to get the decisive or divisive, that's the word, on the Heroclix community, open a debate about whether this pulse wave change is legit and they want it to be this way. You'll get so many people that are like, yeah. So many people are like, no.
Well, it does suck getting pulse wave for 8, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Right, but now you can't increase damage like that, so
right,
you're not going to get pulse wave like that.
Right, no matter what.
Yeah.
But I mean, even getting it for 4 or 5 straight through with no chance of, doing anything still sucks. But I would like them to bring it back if they didn't intend it to be 1 or more.
The powers comboing, is a new thing. A change back to pre-2017 rules. But it's funny that you mentioned that because it harkens back to when I win Kentucky States for the first time. In top 4, I pulse waved Tommy Lytle's Jakeem off of elevation. So I took him from top to KO. I dealt 8 clicks of damage to him with 1 pulse wave. But I went to 6 damage pulse wave and then chose Force Blast and then knocked him off of elevation. And then dealt a total of 7 damage to him, or 8 clicks of damage.
Yeah, like I'm playing in the JSA charity event, and I'm playing double Stardusts, and I am so thankful we're not playing into the new rules, because double Stardust would just feel bad if I was only doing one damage pulse wave all the time.
Wouldn't take you very far.
Yeah, definitely not. So.
So David, the other question that we have to ask everybody is a very important one. Mr. Chomps has been in hibernation for a while. With COVID and all, he's kind of stayed, at the swamp, and he hasn't gotten out and really talked to anybody. But I
Sort of
rang
became a
him up.
hermit.
Yeah, I rang him up today, and Mr. Chomps was wanting to know, David, would you rather wrestle Mr. Chomps to the death or drive your favorite car into a lake?
Ooh. Drive my favorite car into a lake, because the insurance company will probably pay me more than what I paid for it.
Oh, man, see, that's just such a... Even if it's then they're going to know that you drove it into a lake. Mr. Chomps is going to video you doing it.
Yeah, he'll be in the lake waiting
you're
for
forcing
you.
my hand. Well,
Wait, hold on, real quick. Is Mr. Chomps an alligator or a crocodile?
He's an alligator.
He's an alligator.
Okay, that's what I thought. So we got to worry, because David's in Florida, so he's got experience with these alligators, right? Don't they have those down there?
Yeah, so what I would probably do in that case, having experience, I would probably running shot pulse wave the alligator under the old rules. Then I would get in the car driving in the lake and get my insurance check.
That's true. That's an acceptable answer.
Deal.
Yeah,
I don't think Mr. Chomps knows that there's new rules yet. So
yeah,
No.
we've got to talk to him about it.
Nobody's ever threatened to pulse wave him either.
It's true. It's true. Mr. Chomps has gone to the lengths of eating puppies before and has not been threatened with a pulse wave.
Yeah,
Ever.
he's not going to take a pulse wave.
So, I don't know, Mr. Chomps would be excited that he can use Flurry and Exploit together now for the first time ever.
And blades.
Yeah, and blades. So, Jason, was Flurry Exploit, or David, you might know, was Flurry Exploit ever a thing?
No, not that I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Mm-mm.
That's funny. It's
like Exploit was always a close, and that was what Flurry was, and you couldn't do both.
Right. That's funny.
Yep.
Charge Flurry Exploit in the name of simplicity. So, all right, David. Well, just we want to talk a little bit about the Clix Cup. Just I tell you what, I'll turn the floor over to you. You kind of tell us what the where it's at, what it's about, how much it's going to cost, what all you're going to have, and what all we can expect to play down there.
Sure. So, everybody has been chomping at the bit to get back into playing, Heroclix in person. And, really, this event, I wanted to, it's kind of twofold, its creation, because one, we haven't had a larger in-person event since Worlds, which we're coming up almost on 2 years. So everybody is ready to get back. I finally felt like it was a safe enough time where we could do something like this, and run, a minimal exposure risk to COVID, especially with vaccinations coming up, like you had said, and everything like that. And then the other part of it was, people, I had polled a few people and asked, I'd asked, what did you want to see in an event, like a larger event that you haven't seen before or there isn't much of? A lot of people had said that they wanted more varied style games. at the event other than just 300 Point Modern or Team Sealed. So, with that, I said, okay, we have to do the staple of 300 Point Modern, and we have to do the staple of Team Sealed. People are going to want that no matter what. But then I decided that it was probably a good idea to add in 2 separate events, to that. So, I came up with, on Thursday night, there's a more casual, Mighty Thor and On event where there's some restrictions and whatnot, but it's a more casual style game. And on Sunday, there's also going to be a more casual style game. And that one is being tweaked as we speak. But, additionally, beyond that, I had a lot of people say that they wanted something, fun also, at a larger event. So, you go to Worlds or you go to Nats or whatnot, you play Heroclix from morning until, dinner time, and then you're kind of on your own. And, that is good. You could still do that at this event. But on Friday night, we have a banquet style dinner with some entertainment, some giveaways, good food, drinks, everything like that. Because the community of Heroclix, especially the community, that you see that go to cons and things like that, is pretty tightly knit. So I wanted to bring something cohesive together that everybody could have fun at, kind of relax a little bit, because, competition can sometimes tense you up a little. So we really wanted to add that aspect too, because a lot of people I talked to said, hey, there's nothing, fun otherwise, other than playing Clix with everybody. So, with that being said, the event is at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando on International Drive. So it's right in the middle of Disney, Universal. There's tons of shopping, tons of food. July 22nd to July 25th. We have organized a pretty severe room discount for people who are staying at the resort. And there's going to be basically 3.5 days of Heroclix and fun. Thursday night, we have, like I said, the casual event. People get in Thursday, and, you probably want to settle down, go to your room, get some food. So we have an event running late night. I was able to secure the event space, which is 9,000 square feet. It's their second largest ballroom for the entire weekend. So we have it from Thursday, for setup, and then, we're playing, starting at 8 or 8:30 through the entire week until Sunday at midnight. So if people want to stay in the room and play Clix at night after the event, or, what have you, that we don't have time limitations or anything like that. The event itself is run to pretty strict COVID regulations. The space that we have is actually there for 450 guests in a classroom style setting, which is what we're doing. For COVID, though, it's reduced to 225. So I've reduced that even by half, just to make sure we're extra safe. You have to wear a mask at all times, except when you're seated at the banquet dinner. You have to have your temperature taken upon entry. There's hand sanitizer that you have to use when you walk in, and there's hand sanitizer at all of the tables for after you play each game. So we really wanted to do this as safe as possible. And, other than that, we have our 300 Point Modern. We have Team Sealed. We have the 2 other events. There's also Battle Royales going on. We have House Rules Gaming as the retailer on site. There's going to be tons of, giveaways. If you stay at the hotel, we're giving away an Ultra Chase Deadpool, the new one, and a case of X-Men to 2 people. So, you have a high chance of at least winning something just for showing up. There's T-shirts. It's going to be a lot of fun. So registration actually opens midnight for that. And then in the morning, you'll see a post basically blitzed in all of the groups, how to register and everything like that.
That's nice. I like it. Sounds like a lot of fun.
I will say, it's a very bold move to have the 300 Point Modern tournaments happen while riding Space Mountain. That's an interesting event. I hadn't even thought of having to make your moves while going through all of that. Definitely heightens the stress.
Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are actually making Disney vacations out of the trip because, Orlando's the biggest destination or tourist destination spot in America. So, there's a lot to do, and COVID has pretty much settled down quite a bit in Florida, and, we just want to be safe. But, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Isn't that because everybody in Florida got COVID?
Exactly. Pricing. So you asked about pricing. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
That's okay.
So the event starts at, I believe, I don't even know. It starts at like 170 or 175 and goes all the way up to 250, I believe, or 260. So with the base level event, what you get is, you get to play in the Thursday night, Friday, and Sunday event. You get a custom Jeremiah Peterson bystander token with the Clix Cup logo on it and everything like that. And there's going to be snacks and water and soft drinks served throughout the entire event. You step up one ticket to the silver. That was the bronze. You step up to the silver ticket for only $30 more, and you get the banquet. So the banquet has giveaways. We're going to have a guest speaker there with like a fun contest where people are going to make teams and stuff like that. And, there's a 5-star meal with drink, and that's only $30, but the actual cost of the banquet is far higher than that. So that adds that. And then you go up one, and that includes your entry into Team Sealed. And then you go up to the highest one, and it includes a T-shirt. And, you can kind of a la carte style some things, but the main bulk of the cost just goes into getting the massive event space, and partially paying for the banquet and everything extra like that. And, personnel is a huge cost, and there's tons of prizing. I mean, I have over, I want to say when we calculated it the other day, it was over $4,000 of prizing. So it's going to be a lot.
That definitely sounds like a lot. That sounds cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe you'll get all the good bricks, and then all the House Rules Gaming bricks that they'll have there will all have Ultra Chase Deadpools in it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Good gravy. Just imagining Team Sealed. Just like everyone
Imagine-
pulling those.
Full of
Pulling
birthday
those.
cake Deadpools.
Yeah.
Imagine battle royales. One of 4 people at the table is getting a Ultra Chase Deadpool. There's going to be some dice throwing in that game.
For sure. For sure. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I like the idea that it's a huge space. I mean, I like that anyways, right? I mean, even if the room held 450 and there wasn't COVID, I don't want to be in a room with 450 people in a room designed for 450 people anyways.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's way too cramped like that. And, that is where some of the cost also went to that, and also having it more after hours. But, they had another ballroom that was like 4,200 square feet that could do like 190 or 150 safely in COVID, or 140. And I said, it's just too close, and I'd rather, have a little bit of room to grow. So basically, registration opens tomorrow, and there's going to be a certain amount of people that can register within the first week. And then the next week, there's going to be some more. So that way, if you can't, if for whatever reason you don't have plans cemented this week, or, it's too much for you to do this week or whatnot, there's going to be more spots that open up, and we can even increase the cap just a little bit more and still make it very, very safe.
Yeah, that's nice. I like the idea of staggering out the tickets, right? So if you don't get paid until next week, right, you can get your tickets next week instead of this week.
Absolutely. And you don't have to pay for the hotel up front either. So they just take they just take your card number as a guarantee, but you don't actually get charged until you check in. So all you have to do right now is pay for your event ticket. It'll be all taken care of, and then, you pay that discounted rate when you get to the hotel.
Yeah, that's what sounds like a lot. It sounds like a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I apologies if this is me being a little too forward with this question. So the reason that is the reason why you're having the registration close on 422. You have to put like a deposit down on everything, or
So no, not too forward at all. So I've actually already put down a deposit that is almost $4,000.
Mhm.
The reason why I have to have the registration close on 422 is because we have to make sure that we have all the funds to purchase the product, and the event space has agreed to a very small discount if the event was prepaid ahead of time.
Gotcha.
So, we close it in 422, so it's 30 days, so it should be long enough. Look, if a few stragglers come in after the fact, it's fine. I just don't want everybody waiting till the last second, and then, it gets pushed to like, end of May or whatnot, and then it becomes a rush to, I want to make sure, we have enough product for this or that. And we really have to know, too, how many people are coming for Team Sealed or playing Battle Royales. Because if we don't know that, I can't guarantee, our pre-orders are going to be 100% there. So I don't want to scramble last minute for these things, because it's actually a ton of planning, and
No, absolutely.
I somewhat underestimated what it would be, and it's just become a lot. We went through that rebranding when someone brought to my attention that, we can't copy anything from the Olympics. Then I went to my attorney, who was drawing up some paperwork already, and he agreed 100% and said, you got to rebrand it. I had to get liability waivers drafted up, everything like that. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think my only thing you might run into with this registration time period is, I think there's still a lot of people that would only feel comfortable going to one of these events if they had the vaccine, and there's still some uncertainty about when people could get the vaccine. Like me, for example, I don't know, outside of that one time I don't know when the next time I'll be able to get the vaccine. But if some stragglers could add on afterwards, or something, I think that's fine. And I don't know, you might work with people on certain things. I just know that there's going to be some uneasiness, right? Like there's people that are concerned that it's like not even COVID precautions are good enough for some people. Like they want to just get the vaccine, which is fine.
Of course. And I totally respect all those people, who have that fear or that notion. And, like I said, I'm somewhat flexible. I just needed to have the bulk of people, registered before. I mean, look, here's the thing. The player cap was supposed to be 100 to 105. We're still within like 25% capacity if I open it up to 125. So the idea is, if by 422, say I have 100 people registered and there's, 30 people or 40 people on the wait list or whatnot, ready to register, it's one thing. But if I only have 70 or 80 or whatever it is, we can extend registration, but at least we have the bulk of what we know is going to come, beforehand.
Okay. That's perfect. I think that was as someone who was kind of in that boat, where I'm like, I would feel more comfortable if I had the vaccine to spend the money to go down. But I don't know. I mean, everyone hears, and we talked about it at the beginning of the show, May is probably the month. And so, yeah, that's good. That's good to have some flexibility. But I understand definitely you want to know that you're getting close to that number. And it makes sense.
I mean, because to be honest with you, I'll be completely honest with you. The cost to hold the event for basically 80 to 90 people is in excess of $20,000. So with that being said, it has to be something that's timed ahead of time rather than something, 2 weeks before in early July, everybody's vaccinated and they say, I'm a free person, I want to go. And, maybe some of those stragglers will be able to get in late, but for the most part, we have to have the bulk, and 30 days. Hopefully people have vaccines scheduled by the end of that 30 days, or they know they're getting them or whatnot,
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
And and maybe maybe if you're getting a little worried on the numbers right and making your numbers right, maybe there's a possibility that you could just say that's just an idea of say, well, you won't be able to do. You can still come, but you can't do the team sealed or the things that require product, right? Because you might just have people that just want to come down and play in the 2 casual events and
Sure.
300 modern, right? Or if you got to lock in your banquet that far in advance, right? Say, hey, you can't do the banquet and you can't do team sealed, but you can do everything else, right? As things,
Of course.
for maybe some of those last stragglers, right?
Yeah, Dan, you're 100% correct. And, even with that being said, I could even try and accommodate team sealed, Getting extra product isn't the hardest thing in the world, unless the set
It can be.
out. Yeah, unless it's
It can
completely sold out. But
Yeah.
we'll have a little bit of extra there because we plan on stuff like that. So we'll have a few cases, maybe more extra. For people who said beforehand, hey, I didn't want to sign up for any battle royales, but they get there and they say, well, this is actually what I want to do the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, running out of sealed product for battle royals is not a bad thing.
No.
As an event organizer, that's
Yes.
saying sorry if you get to like 3 p.m. on Saturday and you're like, sorry, I'm out. Well, that's all right.
I will say as a player, it's a little disappointing, but it's like an understanding disappointment. Because how many times at Nationals you've wanted to sign up for an event and they're like, we're stuck with DC figures now, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, happened to me, and then we had to play. I think we played a Star Trek or something at one of the Nats.
Yeah, and you're like, well,
yeah,
at least I'm playing.
But look, here's the thing.
That was oh gosh, that was awful. It was the first set where you could throw together 4 boosters and not get 300 points.
Yep. That is 100% right. So, I mean, that's the thing, though. If we get 120 people there, and I say to everybody, look, you're going to want to give us Battle Royale numbers. And, people are like, I'm kind of on the fence. And 120 people say, you know what, I'll play some Battle Royales at, after I lost at 300-point modern or I lost at Team Sealed or whatever it is. Well, we're not WizKids. I'm not WizKids. I don't have, 200 cases ready to go that we paid $8.26 for,
Yeah. Is there any additional prizing for Battle Royales? Or is it just the figures?
So in there, there's going to be some super rares, some convention LEs, and some chases. And I'm not going to be cheaping out on that either. So when I say chases, I don't mean every single chase is going to be a $6 chase from 13 years ago. There's going to be randomly inserted like Doom chases, Fantastic Four chases, X-Men chases. There's going to be a lot of stuff to win.
Well, is that in the Battle Royales or is that just in general?
In the Battle Royales.
Okay. I'm asking because I'm looking through. I don't see that in your document. That's the only reason I was asking.
There should be within the Battle Royales prizing, like randomly placed super rares, chases, and convention LEs.
Okay.
But if not, that's definitely something I would like to edit in because there will be proper prizing.
I think I read that in there. It seems like.
Well, there's the mention of the casual night event. I'm just going through the document because that's a big thing. Like, I would definitely come down for Battle Royales for that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Well, I don't want to other events, but you know what I mean.
Of course, because the thing is we charge a little bit more than one booster, but all of that money, all of the extra money after the cost of the booster goes directly to prizing. So you are getting that back in some way or another.
Yeah, I may be just missing it, but that's fine. The people know now. They're listening. So.
Yes, but I'll have to put that in there more explicitly stated because I want people to know that, We're not looking to cheap out at this event. I'm not pocketing a penny. I'm losing money on this. But hopefully it could be a filler event in the future for, winter time or something. Come down to Florida.
I've just got to say, it's funny you mentioned that. Like, the Heroclix event is a success whenever the event organizer loses money. That makes the player happy. There should be nothing wrong with saying that you made $1, right? I don't care if it's $1 or $10,000,
sure.
right? You should be able to. Whiz Kids makes money off of going to a convention. I think it's funny that you just have to put it that way.
Well, to be honest with you though, the hotel that we're having this at, they said if I sign up again next year after this event, like a month after, and put a deposit, I'll get a 15% discount, which will put me in the green.
Yeah, which is fine, right? You should.
Yeah, it's a ton of work.
You should be compensated for your time and effort.
It's a lot.
Now, I will say, if anyone's on the fence listening to this, this is definitely not David's first foray into hosting an event. For those that remember, you hosted the a Ultra Chase Thanos event at the Nationals like 2 years ago or 3 years now. It's been forever.
No, it was 2019, so it was just 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Whew, thank goodness. Okay.
The Thanos Cup.
Yes, and that was a blast. I played in it. I didn't win, but it was still a lot of fun being able to. You rented out like a bar or something, and we all came in and played. It was just a really good time. So
it was great, and that's one of the inspirations too. Like, how much fun did you have? Not even just winning, but in a setting where you could have fun and be competitive, and that's what I wanted. I want the Clix Cup to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Back in the before time, right? So.
Well, that just shows how crazy all this has been. It feels like 3 years ago, but it was just like a year and a half or something. It hasn't been that long.
It seems like a lot longer though.
Oh man.
Everything feels like so much longer. But then again, it also feels like time is short, right? It just seems like I was just at Origins. Because, all I've done for the past 12 months is sit in my house and work.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, so besides, I guess the only other thing I would want to, David, since you know the area a lot more, there's a lot to do, obviously, in Orlando outside of the expensive parks, right? So if someone's trying to plan a vacation, like a dad's bringing his kids and wife down and be like, honey, I'm going to go play Heroclix for 3 days, but you take care of the kids.
So the resort itself has multiple pools, water slides. It's on International Drive, which has literally 1,000 restaurants, movie theaters. There's a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. SeaWorld is about 5 minutes away, which isn't crazy expensive, FYI. Legoland is about 30 to 40 minutes away. Again, not crazy expensive. You have Disney Springs, which is 15 minutes away, which is a free-to-enter outdoor promenade with shopping, dining, big Lego store. If you have kids, lots of places to eat. There's like a little train ride there for if you have a little one. There's a little carousel ride there if you have a little one. You have Universal City Walk, which is a similar thing. So there's more entertainment than you can imagine. And if you're bringing your wife down or whatnot, and she's obviously not wanting to play Heroclix, she can go to do whatever she wants. There's tons of shopping there. There's like 3 different premium outlet malls. There's a huge mall. I mean, it's the amount of entertainment there is unlimited.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't remember the last time I've been to Orlando.
you got your van, right?
No, I drove. No, that was. I actually went, I think, all the way down to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I flew to Fort Lauderdale and drove all the way back to Chattanooga in a day.
Damn.
Yeah, and that was when flights were like, I paid like $80 to fly from Atlanta to Florida and drove myself back. Like,
Yeah, I think the good thing is that for those looking, there are 2 airports in Orlando. There's the Orlando Internet. Correct me if I'm wrong here, David, but there's the speaking of flights, there's the Orlando International Airport, and then there's the one a little bit north of town that's in Sanford.
Yes.
So if you're looking at flights, look at flying into either airport. Because I know that we have a Allegiant here in town that flies direct to Orlando, but it's to Sanford, not to the larger Orlando airport.
Yeah, so Sanford is about 40 minutes from the hotel, but the flights sometimes are like a quarter of the price. And if you fly into MCO, which is the international airport, it's 13 minutes to the hotel. So it's like right there.
Right. So, any town that has 2 big airports, it's always a good thing to check both airports to get flew into, and yeah, it gets you a lot of options, right?
Of course.
So, all right, we've got a few listener questions tonight. Let me do these in kind of order of. So Dustin Cravens just wants to thank you for putting this on and hope to be able to make it. And then, Kurt Thomas, initial takeaways from practice games with the new rules. We talk about that a little bit. Jason and I did get to play in person yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
We felt safe enough around each other, given that Jason's half vaccinated and has antibodies, and I have antibodies. So it was fun to actually play a Clix game with Jason for the first time in 13 months.
Yeah.
Not online, I should say.
Yeah, not actual in person. Yeah.
Actually in person. So the pulse wave change does feel like it's missing.
Yeah, it feels bad.
I don't think it feels bad. It takes a strategic element out of the game.
Yeah.
Because, you were playing Emperor Vulcan, I was playing God Emperor Doom, and Punisher War Machine. But even in that instance, right? Like, of course, Emperor Vulcan can't be pulse waved, but like I didn't have any fear of, where I placed my figures.
Right.
Because you didn't have any single target pulse wave options, right? I mean, because it didn't matter if you did that. So, like, it felt like a strategic element was taken out. And maybe that makes the turns go faster. So maybe the benefit there is, the speed of turns and, acting faster.
We got a lot of turns in, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, we played for 50 minutes, and it feels like we got a lot of turns in.
Yeah. I didn't count how many, but it was a lot.
Yeah, I felt like
close to 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least 10. So that's what it feels like to me, Kurt, is that the single target pulse wave matters. The takeaway strategic matters for some of us, I don't know, kind of old timers.
Cosmic Energy is great.
Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to go ahead and my initial takeaway is that it's overtuned a little bit.
Yeah, it's been really big, and when we've played those figures, I mean, taking those tokens off, having a chance to do every turn.
I mean, I guess
It's
we're
amazing.
looking at older figures, right? I mean, theoretically, older figures. And, so maybe they won't release as much power cosmic or cosmic energy, going forward. But, man, we're looking at, like, stuff that was just released last set that's going to hopefully stick around for a while. And it's full of cosmic energy. I mean, you were rolling for High Evolutionary, you're rolling for your Dark Phoenixes, and you're rolling for Emperor Vulcan every turn.
Yeah.
And that made a difference.
Yeah, it made a big difference. I mean, you can just the action economy is a lot better just because of that. You can just, I think Emperor Vulcan went every turn in that game.
Right. Now, you also had, like, situations where, he got tokens off with his special damage power.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, between that, the cosmic energy, and leadership on, like, High Evolutionary, I think High Evolutionary got to go more than Vulcan did.
Might have, yeah. Yeah, Vulcan had the leadership, so High Evolutionary benefited from that. But High Evolutionary was really good.
Right. And then the 3 through 6 on the Dark Phoenixes made a difference, too.
Yeah. And not worrying about hindering terrain is great. Just go where you want.
Yeah, that Glengrove Cemetery map is essentially a blank map for movement purposes.
Yeah, I'm really eager to just get the rest of the rules so we know the things that are probably staying actually stay, so that way we can start running and having some online tournaments with these new rules, because it's just being in this flux is just impossible to really run a tournament right now with new rules, because you just don't know everything. Like, you'd have to make almost like your own rules document to be like, okay, this is how we're doing it. We think that there is a sideline. We think this is actually existing. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, so it's like you got to make a lot of cases where it's like, okay, we think this is staying the same, this is staying the same. These are the differences, and that's just too much work for hopefully learning what the full new rules are in, like, the next coming weeks. Hopefully, I mean, we got to know before May, right? Because what is it? May 1st, new rules are in effect.
I think when the set releases.
Oh, I thought they said May. That makes sense. So yeah,
well,
it's
April
like
28th, same.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
it's less than 5 weeks away either way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and it's funny because you brought up the new rules. I just can't wait to play King Thor and maybe take 2 tokens off in one turn.
That's true.
Yeah, and by the time people listen to this episode, maybe we already have some of the news, but I mean, there's still so many questions outside of new rules, like the alternative format that we still haven't heard anything about. We're still waiting to hear about rotation. That should be hopefully sometime this week, unless they're just waiting to announce it.
Yeah, so we're just for FYI, we're recording on Sunday. Tomorrow on Monday, not that people that are listening will have already seen that we uploaded our unboxing of the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary starter set, the miniatures game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I plan on putting the podcast up on Tuesday, so it'll be up on the 23rd. So some of the stuff could be released on Monday or Tuesday.
That'd be sweet, but who knows?
So, yeah, something else to add now that I remember. We're waiting on our Sunday event at the Clix Cup because we were possibly thinking about using whatever WizKids had come out with as a new format. So we were waiting to see, because Kenny had said something online, and I was hoping to see it last week. But, either way, we were waiting to see what that was before, determining that event.
Mm-hmm.
Skirmish?
Yeah.
You ready to play some skirmish?
Daniel and I were discussing that. It's like, a skirmish dead? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I don't think we were going to do that, but
it didn't really get to do anything because it came out right before COVID hit, really, and then, I don't know.
Well, they also, they didn't really get a chance to support it. They like previewed
No.
it at Worlds. They're like, here's some games. We're gonna do some things, and then it's like they didn't get a WKO or anything to be like, here's what we're doing. We're gonna do this skirmish format, and they had to ban some figures. Like they banned Lockjaw and Groot at the time before rotation hit or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think this alternative format is skirmish, but it wouldn't surprise me if we got, next Worlds, whenever that happens, we get 300-point modern, skirmish, and whatever this new format is. And sealed and all sorts of stuff. Like that would be fun. I would want it to almost be like a week of Heroclix if that's the case.
That sounds
3
good.
days.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, 3 days to have all those tournaments. It's like I want to play in every single one, but I don't think my body could handle. Like,
and that's the difficulty when they want an event. If they make it much longer, though, you're starting to get into paying for a hotel room for 5 or 6 nights.
That's okay.
And taking off work. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
I think you could do that after COVID. Like I think first event back from COVID, everyone is just throwing money. They're like, yes, 5 days, please. We have to make up for all of this. I have 2 years worth of PTO and all this extra bonus money I've been saving for this new event. And the sound you're hearing is me flipping money out of my hand, like at a stripper or something. And like that's what people are waiting for WizKids to do, that just to throw money at them and be like, yes, please, 5 days, make it 7. Let's do this.
So, Alex, may I remind you of the Clix Cup held in Orlando, Florida? No.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm pumped for that. I still don't know if I'm going yet. I'm one of those vaccine people, but I also gotta figure out. Leaving the wife and kids to go to Orlando. I did that once to go get the van. And I was like, honey, all the beaches are closed, so you don't have to worry about me going to the beaches, because this is during COVID. So, like, I was able to say, you don't have to, because she was trying to say, hey, we should all go down. I was like, no, let me just go get the car. So, like, saying I'm going down for Heroclix to Orlando, I'm going to have to take the wife and kids, so.
Yeah.
I have about a dozen people that messaged me saying that that's what they were doing, actually.
It makes sense. Make a vacation out of it if you're going down there.
Of course. And there's tons to do. So, it's not like, when we were in Memphis before, I mean, you could tour Graceland in an hour. What else are you going to do, Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want, my fiance walking around on the streets of Memphis at night,
Yeah, I will say that that one barbecue place we went to was great during the day. But remember, we were trying to leave right before karaoke started.
Yeah, we
and there was armed guards.
It's getting rough up in there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's right. Yeah, we stayed at the barbecue place too long, and because it was funny because Guy Fieri had been there.
Yeah.
And then so we were just chilling, having a good time, drinking beers, whatnot. And then we start noticing that Jason and Alex and I were becoming the minority in the restaurant. And we were like, I was walking out because they had the limo that come pick us up. They had a limo at the restaurant that would go to the resort and back and forth. And I was like, I just asked the guard, because he was armed, right? He had a gun, right? He wasn't just there for a presence. He had a gun. And I was like, so man, do you need that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yes. Somebody got shot here last week.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, can we get out of here now, please?
And it was karaoke night. It wasn't even it was just karaoke night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, they got shot at karaoke night, and I was like,
And our limo was driven from like some guy from Swamp People or something.
Imagine being like, hey, honey, I went to Applebee's last night for some wings and I got stabbed.
no, that's what this barbecue place was.
Jeez.
If you stayed there after hours when they turned it into a nightclub, you could have gotten stabbed.
Now, for all those that didn't go to Memphis, by the way, for Worlds, it was a very great experience. So don't think that we were in grave danger. Like,
no, that was a fun night.
Yeah,
the
it was
venue
a great
was beautiful.
night. We just stayed too late, but the hotel was great. The Worlds was awesome. I think it was
right.
It was great. I think Orlando, if we could move Orlando somehow to the location of Memphis, the Orlando environment in the center of the U.S.
Yeah.
But Orlando's still a great place, though. Obviously.
Yeah, it's very safe. Anywhere you go there for nightlife, you are, especially in the tourist areas, you're going to have no problems.
Now, David, are you going to be able to offer people tips on exploring the Orlando nightlife?
Yes, I am. So
Ooh.
after registration, after you register and before you get to the event, you will receive a document, with some tailored options for you on fun things to do. All PG-13, by the way, for all the listeners.
Well, we're not a PG-13
We're
show.
not
We're more of an
PG-13.
R-rated show.
Yeah, we're kind of R-rated, so I mean, if you've got those kind of suggestions for people, then
more risque options available.
Let's just say he's running his own Newmark's Believe It or Not. Want to see some interesting sites.
Well,
he's got the.
So the platinum ticket includes a T-shirt. There's a package above that. Okay, but you have to mention the promo code Clixed Off.
Yeah. There we go.
If anybody has questions, that's an easy one.
Yeah. So moving along with our questions on here. I'm going to have a hot take from our new rules. So I'm upgrading Old Man Phoenix from a $120 sculpt and a $50 dial to a $120 sculpt with a $75 dial.
Stop the presses.
Ooh.
That's my hot take. So the healing plus the cosmic energy roll with an equipable shape change, or with this Carnage symbiote equipped, or even Remaker, with Charge, Flurry, and Exploit with Battle Fury, I'm upgrading him to a $75 dial. So that's my hot take on the new rules stuff.
So right now you're saying it's rising. So for anybody that doesn't know, and they base their Heroclix purchases on Daniel's evaluation, buy your Old Man Phoenixes because they're going to the moon. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't.
Diamond hands.
I'm not going to say that, but he's pretty good. He is pretty good.
I mean, he's still $170.
Yeah, he's still super expensive.
Hey, and that's just slightly cheaper than one stock of GameStop. So just throwing that out there.
Right. That's true.
If you got multiple stocks, just sell one. And you got capital gains and all that stuff, but you know what I mean. Enough to go get yourself an Old Man Phoenix. There you go.
So Colin and Brandon, we've talked about the Sunday event at the Clix Cup. And then so Giordano, Giordano says, if Pulse Wave stays ruled as 1 damage in the new rules, do you foresee more Juggernaut? I feel like we can't ever talk about Juggernaut when on the shows that Tyler misses.
Tyler doesn't want to talk about Juggernaut on the shows he's on.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I think yes.
Is Juggernaut just going to be the perpetual piece that we talk about being very meta, but never actually has ever played in meta?
I'm afraid he might be.
Like, he's like, well, what about Juggernaut? It's like, yeah, what about Juggernaut? Like, he's amazing. It's like, yeah, okay. Has he been played?
No.
It's true.
I think everyone's just waiting for Tyler to play him, right? I think that's what it is. It's just like...
Well, I think there's a couple of rules clarification. The Pulse Wave certainly helps, right? But the new rules don't specify heavies versus lights anymore.
And we know
so that's what I'm saying. That new rule book didn't it says that all objects are +1 damage.
Yeah.
So being able to charge flurry with an object is an option, but 6 damage versus 7 damage could make a difference on that first hit at 175. So I don't know. I think it's relevant.
Actually, never mind. It was in the power and abilities card. So yeah, no, that's the change. There's no difference.
Yeah. So I mean, the knockback is what matters, right? But I don't know. That's 6 damage does matter now because Invincible doesn't cap at 3. So it could be relevant. Let's see, what else do we got here? We got one last question from Brian Gailey. More for a funsies questions, but Empire looks to be the first full Marvel crossover set in years. Are there any characters or themes you'd like to see taken advantage of an all titles can be mixed set? Jay, I feel like a question for you, Jason, because I don't read comics as often as you do.
Well, I read that event. I want to see a new Wiccan and a Hulkling that doesn't suck. Because all the Hulklings just suck.
He can't in this set, right? Like,
right?
Isn't he's a big part of Empire.
He is, yeah. We got opportunity to have some good objects, for equipment. Those swords that they were using there. I mean, it's got like the Shi'ar, the Skrulls, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the X-Men. And like everybody's in it. I mean, I like to see a good mix of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And other than those specific things, like I don't know, because we've got like most of the Fantastic Four characters all of a sudden. So now I guess we're going to get some Shi'ar in the X-Men set, right? So
yeah, it's mostly a Shi'ar event, I think, isn't it? Rise and Fall.
Yeah, I mean, we can get. I don't know who else I could bring out. Wiccan and Hulkling are like my 2 biggest wants, I think, out of that.
I mean, I think we get a decent amount of Avengers. I mean, it is Avengers, Fantastic Four, Empire. So I think you have to expect that because they won't go a year and a half without a Avengers.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna get Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man, Cap, Thor.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the new Jennifer Walters She-Hulk, or just Hulk as she's known now.
They
got that version of her.
They did preview that there'll be Infamous Iron Man in the set. They showed a picture of him.
Oh yeah, people are missing him, right?
Yeah. Well, I am. So that when it comes to Marvel sets, I'm a simple man. Give me an Iron Man in the set, and I'm usually pretty happy.
Oh man, what if they did Infamous Iron Man and they gave him the Doom trade?
Oh, you could.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
That's
I
fun.
like that.
Because they're all about cross-set things and doing that kind of stuff. Even if it's just a one-off, that wouldn't surprise me if they did that.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So
Yeah.
we're expecting like maybe one more set for the year, right? Because Empire, I think, is September. We usually get like a end of November, December set.
You know, I really wish they would make another Thor set.
Yeah, like War of the Realms.
Yes,
set.
we are missing a War of the Realms set. I mean, I think that if we got
Be
told
nice.
that there was a War of the Realms set coming, we'd be like, okay, yeah, we expect this.
Yes, yes. I mean,
With-
it's like
with-
a huge
with no-
Asgardian crossover. Like, we need it.
Yeah.
It feels like we should have gotten that before Empire, though, realistically.
It does. That's more exciting to me, but I guess because it's tied into Fantastic Four, and this is just like the year of the Fantastic Four. So,
True. But
probably why.
a new Malekith would be nice.
Yes, it would. Like on that flying tiger thing that he had would be even cooler.
Oh, you mean on Venom?
No,
Oh.
he had like some kind of flying tiger or something he was riding on at some point.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We can dream.
Yeah. Now, did we learn about Empire from the Gamma event or whatever it was?
It doesn't feel like it was. I think it just came up on the thing.
Because
On the
Gamma's
side.
kind of
Solicit.
Gamma's kind of going on right now.
The Gammas already came and went.
No, there's still more.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it says like Thursday, March 18th, which has passed divisional and board meetings, and then Tuesday, March 23rd, expo welcome and keynote presentation, and then there's like an exhibitor hall during the day, and then there's a Saturday friendly local game store day, which probably isn't related, but I don't know. That's why I'm wondering, like, did we learn this from like the presentations on Tuesday, March 16th?
We should have gotten slides and stuff if we did, but so I don't think so.
Wasn't there like a solicit or something for it? Wasn't that what it was? Or
I
like,
thought I remember seeing some sort of slide, but it wasn't.
I don't remember.
Let me look. Where did I see this? I don't know. Yeah, I wonder where we. Let's see.
Oh, it was in ICV 2 has an article on it. Let's see.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we just got
Yeah.
the solicit, right? I don't know if we're going to get anything from Gamma or not. Then.
It says here Alliance Open House is May 7th. Is that real?
Yes, that sounds about right.
So maybe we'll get more info then. This isn't that when they do a lot. That's when we get the bigger news.
Yes.
Like that's when they do the big slides. Is Alliance Open House? I feel like.
Well, they do slides at Gamma too.
Right.
They did last year. Gamma was one of the last things that happened before COVID. So.
Yeah, so maybe in a month and some change, we'll get some more info about Rise and Fall, and probably we'll get info on the last set of the year. And
Yeah.
because I assume there's one more. It's unusual that only have 2 Marvel sets in a year. Period. Because we got a DC set. You can't count House of. Or we got Future Foundation, I guess. So that is 3.
Yeah, remember this happened 2 years ago though. We had a 5-month break from full sets. I think the last one came out in September, and then there wasn't another until like January or February.
Yeah.
Like next year's the 20th anniversary of Clix, so maybe they're saving stuff.
Oh, a Kingdom Come set perhaps.
Hmm.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up for tonight. I think all of our listeners for all their questions that they submitted. David, we'll start with your final thoughts for the episode.
This is great. I really appreciate you having me on. Thanks so much. And thanks to all the listeners, who have given us the time, to talk about this stuff. And I hope to see you all at the Clix Cup. And registration is open in 2 minutes.
Sounds good. Alex?
I really cannot wait to do the tier maker for Wonder Woman. That is my point exactly. Jason, I hope you can join us for this next one because tier makers have been such a blast to do, so I just can't wait to do another one.
You guys keep doing it in the middle of the freaking night. Like, it's not a good time.
I know. It's the only time we have to do anything, it seems like, anymore.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not super excited about the Wonder Woman set. I don't know. I got to study some more to get. I got to build some hype. Jason, final thoughts.
We still got some legacy cards we don't know.
That's true.
It's nice to get to play a little in-person Clix, and hopefully that keeps happening this year instead of not.
That's true. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Clixed Off today. We'll talk to y'all next time.
Later.